In this video, I want to show you guys the best ways to boost your muscle growth so you can achieve that Greek god body a lot faster. Let's talk about it. So the first thing you have to know about building muscle is that building muscle has two main sides. The one side is the training part, the other side is the food, the nutrition part. Both sides are equally important. You can't achieve a good body if you only focus on the training side without a nutrition side. And the same is true for the other side. You can't build a Greek god body by only eating right and not going to the gym. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys is progressive overload. If you go training in the gym, you have to push yourself all the time to achieve a higher weight, do more reps, do just more volume in general. There are lots of different ways where you can increase the volume. So as I said earlier, you can increase the weight every time you train the same muscle group. Let's say, for example, you do a 100 kilo bench press. The next time you go train chest and you try the bench press, you just do 105 kilos for the same reps as you did 100 kilos. That's progressive overload. You can also do a little bit more in terms of reps or sets. So let's say you do the bench press this training today. You do 4 sets of 12, 10, 8 reps. The next time you go to the gym and you train chest and you do the bench press, you just do the same set, so 4 sets, but this time you do 12, 10, 8 and then 7 reps. So just 1 rep more than the previous training, but 1 rep every training. It will just compound in an enormous result. The last part of progressive overload, so the last way you can achieve progressive overload in your training is by improving your form. So if you go to the gym and you do bench press and you think you are doing the bench press exercise a little bit less quality, let's say, because you are doing a higher weight than normal, the thing you can do instead of increasing the weight or increasing the reps is just focus on your form and do a better form with the same weight. That's also a great way to implement the progressive overload tactic. Another thing you can do to build muscle mass much faster is a principle called shocking the muscle. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger invented this term. I'm not sure, so I don't know who invented it actually, but it came in his book he wrote. Shocking the muscle actually is just doing exercises or a rep count or weight your body isn't used to. So let's say you normally do a training for chest. It's in order is bench press, then the incline dumbbell press, then some flies. What you can do the next training to shock the muscle is just turn everything around. So you start with the cables, then you do the bench press, and then you do the incline dumbbell press. Your body is used to your normal training routine, so the exercises you do in order, your body gets used to it. Also the weight you do, if you every time you do a set you go up or down 5 kilos, your body gets used to it over time. So from time to time you just need to shock your body, your muscles. So shocking the muscle is actually just experimenting, playing with what exercise you do first, or just doing a drop set instead of a superset. Just experiment and do different things your body isn't used to. And the last tactic I want to discuss with you, which can increase muscle growth, the last tactic of the training side, that is the right volume you have to do per muscle group per week. So there's done a lot of studies about how much sets and how much reps you have to do per muscle group to achieve optimal muscle growth. The conclusion is for the most muscles it is 15 to 20 sets per muscle group per week. So if you do a normal bro split, you train chest for example 2 times a week, that means 7 to 8, 9 sets per training. Of course you can divide all the sets between different exercises. So let's say you do 3 exercises per training, that's just per exercise 3 sets, and then you have the 9 sets per training. Do it twice per week, it's 18 sets per week. If you look at the rep count, the most efficient rep count is between 12 to 6 if you are looking to maximize your muscle growth. Then the other side is the nutrition side. The first thing I want to talk to you about is the importance of protein. Protein is a building block for your entire body. Everything in your body needs protein, so it's super important you get the right amount of protein on a daily basis. There's a lot of studies to find out how much protein an average person needs. If you are not working out, if you are not doing any exercise at all, they recommend 1 gram of kilogram per body weight is your daily intake of protein. But the bodybuilders or just athletes in general, they need a lot more of protein per day because they use up a lot more of energy, and they use all their muscles a couple of times per week, so they just need a lot more protein intake. The recommendation for athletes and bodybuilders is around 2 grams per kilogram of body weight. So for example, if you weigh 85 kilos, or let's say 90 kilos to calculate a lot easier. If you weigh 90 kilos, you need at least 180 grams of protein per day to maintain the muscle mass you already built, to lose fat, and to build up more muscle mass. So the next thing I want to talk about on the nutrition side is the importance of carbohydrates and fats. In an earlier video, I already talked about carbohydrates and why you need to avoid them during the day. That's just, if you want productivity, if you want to get a lot of work done, it's best you keep your carb intake very low during the day. But if you are a bodybuilder or an athlete, it is actually very important you get in enough of the carbohydrates before your training. That's not directly before your training, but if it's a heavy meal with a lot of carbs and a lot of protein, I would say 1 to 2 hours before you go training, so your body has time to digest most of the food, and you are not like sleeping in the gym because your body still needs to digest all of the food. So if you are a bodybuilder or an athlete, it's very important you get enough of the carbohydrates and protein in before you go training. For fats, they actually slow you down because it takes very much time for your body to digest all of the fats. So it's best you try to avoid as much fat as you can before you go training. After if you are done training, after the training, it's not a problem. You can just eat the fat as much as you want. But before your training, 1 to 2 hours before your training, it's best you only eat a high protein meal with some carbs. I would suggest, the science, the studies suggest between 40 to 60, maybe 70 grams of carbs. So the last thing on the nutrition side I want to talk to you about is the vegetables and the fruits, or aka the micronutrients. You hear a lot about the protein intake. Do you need carbohydrates? Do you need fats? But what's very less talked about is the vegetables and the fruit, the micronutrients your body needs. So it's super important to get enough vitamins and minerals in your body, because they are also the building blocks of your muscle. If you only eat a lot of protein, carbs and fats, but it all comes from junk and fast food, your body doesn't get any vitamins and minerals in. That will be a waste of all the food you eat, because without vitamins and minerals, without the vegetables and the fruit, your body won't be able to absorb all the protein, the fats and the carbohydrates. It just doesn't know how to work with it. So you need both the protein, carbs and the fat, but you also need the vitamins and minerals. And with that, we arrived at the end of the video. I hope you learned something today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!